the whole focus of trying to rejuvenate the trade union movement, not just in the United States, but more globally, has to be focused around not just representing small groups of workers. I think if the critical mass of organising drops, as it has done in some countries, we estimate globally maybe only 8% of the global labour force is now actually in unions, then the real risk is that it'll be very hard to keep that and maintain that and develop union strength. So I think it's absolutely essential, and this was reflected in the AFLCIO convention, that there's a kind of outreach policy to try to bring those groups of workers who require union protection, would support unions, but may not have the specific type of employment relationship which would allow traditional ways of organising to work, to bring them into the union movement in different ways. The US is obviously different in that you have a legal structure which is focused very much upon recognition rights of unions, with a very high bar to get on the question of recognition for collective bargaining. So I think as moving to ultimately strong collective bargaining relationships, there's a range of different ways in which workers can get represented. So the message I took it from, that was about organising, it's about certainly bringing groups such as workers in a precarious situation without full protection, immigrant workers, workers in fast food chains, young people who are really being exploited in the labour force, to bring them into a relationship with unions which shows what unions can do to support them. And I think that's certainly an important part of a strand for rejuvenating the union movement in the future. I think listening to the discussions in California, it's clear there's a tradition of community organising of which unions are part, but which go beyond unions. So the focus, I think, of reaching out to some of those community groups was also an important part of the message coming out of the AFLCIO convention.